Hi. I'm still waking up. I'm not apologizing for it either. So, welcome back to, There's a bunch of nines involved. That's about all I can tell you. Yeah. Let's do it. So, for those of you that weren't here last time, oh my god. I don't even know what to tell you. But, we literally just got to the second puzzle thing. I wouldn't really call this an escape compared to the first one. Oh, I'm sure it'll constantly happen, but I should remember this time. But we got through so very many important bits of dialogue. Like, there was so much information crammed into that segment. But now we're on to another puzzly type thing. So, yeah. And I guess we're just looking around. So that's how we're gonna start this stream, is just looking around. So yeah. I look at some matches. Neat. It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Well, what if it was an empty box, June? Did you consider that? Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, and then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Oh. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Ooh. She's okay with it. Push the issue.
By the way, Jumpy?
Now she's got that serious look. Damn it.
How did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-Deck.
Nah.
Damn straight.
But is that really the truth?
What?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
I mean, I do agree that that is suspicious, but...
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
Ooh.
What would I hide?
Okay, Dan. We'll catch you later.
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
Point.
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
Wow. Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit, he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
She smiled at him.
Only 18. Times 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
Wow. June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-Deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
June nodded, and for a few moments she had the faraway look of someone in deep
Look
thought.
for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit.
It's true, though.
Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
But it doesn't even relate to the other 7 people.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal.
or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
No, I can barely remember any of them.
That's why they hate you. You don't remember them.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Tractor. That's interesting, getting a little bit of story while you're doing these. Hey, Treble. Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. It's a display case, but there's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. How about the sofa? Ah. Jumpy, what are you doing? We don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. Sorry. That vase looks expensive. Wonder how much we could get for it. Were you gonna steal it? Wow. But no, really, can I? Looks like a valuable vase. Empty, though. Looks like there's a room to the right of the vase. There is. What about this? It's kind of a weird looking picture. You think it's an abstract painting or something? Looks kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose. Sucking on a human being's brain. Where the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? Can't say I mind finding out a little bit more about what goes on in there. Oh wow, that's trippy. It's a shower. That's the bathroom wall. There's square tiles all over it. Yeah, I can see that. Square tiles. They've all got geometric shapes on them. It's just a shower head, nothing special about it. Little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knobs, probably where soap goes. It's for putting soap on. Used a shower once, so I know. Gee, I would hope that you used a shower at some point in your life, Junpei. Can I turn the shower on? That's the shower knob. No water's coming out. That's unfortunate. Okay. Toilet. Now let's check the toilet. Nothing there. Tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it, so we couldn't even take a dump if we wanted to. A collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. Nothing too suspicious about it. I'm checking it anyway. Okay. Shower curtains. Let's try closing it. Okay. It doesn't do anything. Does it? Shower head. Feels dry too. It probably means no one's used it in a long time. What's the point of closing the curtain? Now I can see the full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing suspicious. It's just a normal old shower curtain. A narrow shower. And I'm standing in it with June. Oh. This is awkward. Time to open the curtain. Or not. Yeah, why don't we go back to the living room? Yeah, okay. Exploring's really weird with her. Ooh, what's that? No. I want to check the thing. Ooh, what's that? It's a bottle with water in it. This is a bedroom. They probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kind of sweaty. Hey, Jumpy, did you want to take a shower together? What is this bitch on? Whoa, just kidding. Don't mess with a man's emotions like that, woman. Too late to take it back. My brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. This sure isn't helping. Anyway, bottle with some water. I doubt that'll be useful. I disagree. This isn't a painting. It's a sandwich. Is it a map? Oh, okay. Looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, that's awesome, actually. It'll be really useful. Hell yeah, mine. It is not possible to use the map screen. Okay. Map screen can only be viewed during story sections. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Clicking the green parts of the floor plan will allow you to see a bird's eye view for that room. Junpei took one last look at the map and folded it up and slid it into his back pocket. Or slid it back into his pocket, rather, even though he hadn't put it in his pocket yet. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Huh. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
Yeah, I do.
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Took a moment to look around the room. Ooh, there's more stuff.
Do you think this boat is...
A replica of the Titanic. It can't be the actual Titanic.
a replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
I mean,
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
do you know how much money you would... You know what? Never mind.
No idea. But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, I mean, they could use this as an attraction of some sort.
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship.
Or an actual ship. I guess that's true.
Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic.
And hit another iceberg and die.
Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past?
Yeah, that I wouldn't.
It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Depends. Sure.
Yeah, well, I guess so, to a certain extent. What about you? Nah, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
Yeah.
A curse sank the Titanic.
Or, you know, a giant iceberg.
The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Oh no. This bitch. Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra.
Emotep. Emotep.
Which was stolen from a pyramid.
Oh my
They say
god.
that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right.
Yeah, but that's true though. The captain being like, yeah, it's unsinkable. Yeah, I mean, haha. But Jude's eyes lit up with excitement like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess? Supposedly, she was special.
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes,
But she was a mummy.
that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
But how? Did they use the book on her? Is that...
Okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax? Yeah?
What the fuck is happening?
The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And...
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water?
Is this going somewhere?
Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Alright, where's Rycry? Were any more drugs for this? Holy shit!
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Yes, and you can curve a bullet if you didn't know that bullets are supposed to fly straight. I've seen this spiel before.
Well, yeah,
June and Junpei talked a little more, and then went back to their investigation. But even as they did, his mind went back to what she'd told him.
ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. Ha! Look, there's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Hey, June! Oh, wow. I didn't even... okay. You're turning red. Oh, man, is her fever back? Hey, you alright? Do you need to lay down for a minute? No! I think it's still a little early for that. Hey, seriously, are you really okay? I think she's on some drugs here. There are two pillows next to each other, and there's... Okay. It's a light blue blanket with some designs on it. Someone's made the bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. Really? A bed frame. Now we don't have to worry about falling off. I toss and turn when I sleep. Oh my god. What is she on? The knobs, maybe? No. Man. A wooden cupboard. There are cups inside, surprising no one. Yeah. Alright. The chair that goes with the dresser. There's nothing particularly interesting about it, but can I open it? No, okay. Aha! I found a key to a dresser. A key. You think it's a key to the dresser? Which dresser? You mean... This is the mirror for the dresser. And now she's playing with her hair. Does she even realize she's doing that? Hey, we don't have time for that. Come on, it's not like there's anyone here you need to impress. Yes, there is. Who? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Oh my god. Ah, forget it, Jumpy. Can't you see I'm trying to get in your pants? Okay, but if I got a key, why would... That's odd. It's a light. Thanks! God! Even if it's heavy? Wow. Dad joke count 73. Seriously, anything with the lights? It's a light. Thanks to it, we can see. Yes, I am aware of this fact. Thank you. The fact that I can click on any of it makes me think, you know, something. I'm gonna... Nothing in display case. Yeah, okay. Yeah, got it. Anything on the table? Besides what I found earlier? What the hell can I use this key on? Can I go outside? Jumpy, where are you going? I was thinking of going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean why? I'm just gonna go check up on him. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Oh, I can actually go over there? Oh, cool. Leave it to me. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I can check both rooms. Nice. Well, hang... Oh, I just got an email from that chick from marketing at Topple Bundle. There's a new bundle. I don't know what's in it, but there you go. There's a great title of this, right? It's glued in there quite well. I don't think you can take it out. It's tied with black and white pattern on it. Yeah, looks familiar. There's a tile in the frame. Those empty areas seem kind of suspicious. I agree. I don't think I have all the information I need though. Looks like a valuable vase. Empty though. Seems to be a room on the left side of the vase. Unsurprising. Whoa, look! Junpei! There's a mushroom growing out of the wall. That's a shower head. Wow. It's dry and doesn't look like it's been used in a while, just like the other one. That's the shower knob. I tried turning it, but no water comes out. Yeah, you'd be the first one to try to get wet. This thing's a little shelf for putting soap on, I am aware. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall's covered in these square tiles. I know, I have eyes, thank you. Anything in your toilet? Guess not. Tank's empty too. Man, what's up with this place? Some toilet paper. We got 2 rolls, I guess. Yeah, should be plenty. A candle? A candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. I concur. It's a candle, Junpei. It's on an iron candlestick. It's a pretty big candle. We light it, probably get really bright. Wouldn't really get that bright, but yeah, okay. Okay, now this one's full of shit. Hey, Giles. More like a visual novel puzzle game, I guess. This is a display case. Check it out. These plates and shit look really expensive. You want to take a look? Yes, I do. Come on, you stupid thing, open. It's locked. Yeah. Is that what I have a key for? I need to find the key that opens it. Well, that's the wrong key. Damn. I tried. Otherwise, we aren't gonna be able to open this. Yeah, I'm aware. Thanks. Might be to that one. Hey, Junpei, that room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that'll give us some light? I have a candle, and I have matches. Oh, excellent. What was the items button? Shit, item. That's perfect. I know, if I use these matches to light the candle. Dun da da da. Did it. Awesome, with the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look over there. It gets so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's flat there, at least don't fall over. Okay. Wow, Junpei, come on, dude. What are you doing? Hey, it got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. Dresser drawer, it's locked. Wow. Don't worry, I got this. Let's see, yeah, it worked. Oh. Okay. I guess that doesn't really surprise me. Anything up with the chair? It's a chair for the dresser, I'm aware. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. Why are these lights not working in here? It's a light, man. Can't you figure that on your own? Hard to tell if it's burned out or not. Of course, now that we have the candle, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. It matters to me. It's cold and as quiet as death itself. Yeah, okay. Ooh, it's dark over here. Bottle full of water. I don't think we're gonna need this for anything. Hey, Junpei, it's a cupboard. There's a freaking cupboard in here. You okay, dude? Oh, don't give me that. Come on, a cupboard in a bedroom can only mean there's a safe in here. Really? Damn, there's nothing in here. Got me all worked up for nothing. Shit, that would have been nice. There's a picture of an old cruise ship. Is it the Titanic? I don't know, maybe. Ooh, I got Kurt. A curtain. Well, it's got all these metal rings, so you could probably hang it from something, you know? Yeah, but it doesn't look like a normal curtain. The way it feels, it's probably waterproof, which would make this a shower curtain. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Anything under the pillows? 2 pillows in a pile. Oh. A pile of pillows. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Hey, calm down. Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. What about the bed frame? No, I want to look at the bed frame. Let me look. I'm just messing with you. There's nothing here. I just want to check the bed. No, I want to check the frame. No ghosts or girls either. That's a shame. I guess I can't check the frame. No, all right. No, no, stop. Damn it. Damn it. I mean, I actually agree with Jack. I think that BioShock is probably the only thing that, okay, maybe Dead by Daylight. I've heard some people say that game's pretty good. I've never played it myself. What the hell? It just got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out? We should go see. No way it burned down that fast. There's no way. Top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Wow, I would never have found that. Part of the candlestick where the candle goes looks like a key. I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. Yeah, I know exactly what to do with it too. Nice. Pull that shit open. Yeah. Mine. All right, we need one more plate.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Yeah. Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei no small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his
A
pocket.
bookmark.
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Why give it to me, though?
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a wry smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things: hope, faith, love, and luck.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, I hate Hope as well. He's a whiny little bitch. And I mean, seriously, a boomerang? Like, come on.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
I guess not.
Not really, but
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to say.
what does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Because it has a 4-leaf clover on it. Scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words.
For someone who hates this stuff, you sure do know a lot about it.
It's like flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
I think you smoked too many leaf words, dude. Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, all right?
Okay. He pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands. What do you want to do? I mean, I'll take it. Decided to take it. After all, why shouldn't he?
All right, sure. I'll take it.
He shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa? Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment, they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
Are you Japanese?
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Or that?
Nah, come on, man. That's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages, that kind of crap scared people. But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy.
But are you 21st? You know what? No. I was gonna make a music joke. I'm gonna not instead.
I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-ass number.
What?
Not the best or the worst. That's why.
What?
What?
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made 0 fucking sense. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play?
Play?
You mean like gambling?
You mean like gambling?
Yeah, of course. What else would I mean? In Baccarat, the best possible hand totals 9. They call it Le Grand. But the lowest, most worthless cards, zeros, they call Monkey.
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? Zero's a monkey.
Santa blinked, utterly stunned. What is happening?
Oh man, you're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
That was when Lotus spoke up.
You know, if you think about it, the Nonary game is really a lot like Baccarat.
Apparently she'd been listening.
And of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the tens digit, and that's it. Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh,
That's true, actually.
guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Wait, did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. So, if we want to get off this boat, we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the Nonary game.
What?
Huh?
You don't know?
No, I don't.
Nonary means something derived from 9, or base 9. It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9. While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with 1 horn.
Or unicycle.
2 is bi, like binary.
Or bicycle.
Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and triangle. You get the idea.
And tricycle.
After that, you have quart, quinty, sext, septum, and so on.
Yeah.
And of course, the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus.
Or octagon.
It's called that because it has 8 legs.
Yeah,
Right?
oh my god, please.
I see. So then Nona means 9.
Uh-huh.
So, how many of us are trapped on this ship?
That'd be 9.
Well, it was 9.
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
Zero said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of this ship.
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
By making a team with the digital root of 9.
Lotus nodded
There you
again.
have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the Nonary game.
Somewhere far away, Junpei heard the creak of stressed metal. It sounded almost like Zero laughing at them, or the sad, desperate scream of a pig headed to the slaughterhouse. I don't think that sounded like either of those things, but... The vase looks pretty expensive. There's some pieces of expensive-looking ceramic and porcelain in here. Couple pieces of art in here. Can't say if they're very good or not. Oh, okay. What about up there? Art. Vase looks expensive. There are a number of expensive-looking plates. Still more plates. Okay, I guess I can't have any of that stuff. Hey, check this out. This is a pretty nice sofa. Yeah, I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Okay. Not ready to solve that yet. I'm missing a piece still. Now, I did get that curtain, so... Yeah, there's a hole, like a bug ate through it or something. Oh, you're right. Think maybe it was a peeping Tom? I bet Lotus would sure make the perv hurt. If I catch him, you'll hear a peep out of the jerk. I'll knock him into tomorrow. That's Tom Much. You people and your puns. There's a curtain rod along the ceiling. Yeah. Wow, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, with a hole this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. So you're saying maybe the one getting spied on was into that shit? Maybe they were. Like those home invasion fantasies. Oh my god, what is happening? Home invasion? Interesting, I see. You two are real idiots, you know that? Yeah, I do. I wasn't done looking at it. What the fuck was the point? Hang on. Damn it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There's a hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. From here, I can see what tile it is. Looks like it's 5th from the top and 3rd from the right. Okay. Have a closer look. Nothing strange here. Well, then that means... I know exactly what that means. Ha-ha! What's up? You going back already? Well, I can't just leave June there by herself. Psh, what, you think you're a knight or her protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. That's the wrong door. Nice. This one's loose. Ha ha ha! Oh, that's a nice little touch. Damn right I do. Okay, now. Yeah, I'm gonna go check on the other people. Tile on the frame. I'm supposed to put the tiles in the empty spaces. Let's do it. Yeah, I did it. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? It's a hole in the wall, like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. I think there's something inside. I would love to. Oh. This is one of those Mars symbols. The door at the end of the hallway, it has the same symbol. Yeah, we can use this key to get the fuck out of here. Junpei messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down. I got
with this picture anyway.
I got a small key. Did it. I didn't have to open the chest for it. It was just laying there. I did it. And now I'm gonna stretch. Oh, that's great. I needed a good stretch. Oh. Da-na-na-na. Sand had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. She looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Okay.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
Why do you know so much about this shit?
I saw this picture in his book.
what's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Well, then plug your ears. I want to hear what she has to say. Santa put his hands on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Santa answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
I'm really bad with abstract stuff. Oh my god. I mean, I could see like a bird. It's like there's the bird's like face and body and like giant wing things going. I don't know what the fuck that thing down there is. It's not a butterfly, but it's not a bird. It's definitely not a koi. I don't know what the fuck that word is, but it's kind of funny to look at. I mean, the closest thing I could say to it would be a butterfly, because I really do see wings there. I'm gonna go butterfly.
It's butterfly. Cho butterfly Yusofa.
I'm sorry, what?
This is the head, and this is the nose and the mouth.
What? That's not what I meant at all.
Wait, what? What's a Cho Yusofa?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wait, what? You mean you don't know? He's a former pro wrestler and a huge movie star. He was just in this movie called Man Bag. Oh, man, it was so sweet. He was all like, nom, 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 throwing the bag around like a big mouth. Oh. And then like guns and gadgets and stuff would just fly out of it. Damn, just thinking about it gives me chills.
After 3 seconds of silence, Lotus looked at Junpei.
You're just screwing with me, aren't you, Junpei? Forget it. I'm just gonna tell you. This is a dog. See? Like this.
Lotus pointed out parts of the picture, and eventually a dog took shape in them. Wow! I did not see that at all. Looked as though she had a point. I still don't see it at all. Oh my god. Santa also nodded in agreement.
So, Now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once.
It's a Doctor Who.
They took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else.
Yeah, I've seen pictures like that.
These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results weren't really interesting on their own.
Yeah.
9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same tests and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically.
Yeah.
The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment?
I see what you're going for. Yeah.
There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why?
Hive mind.
How did that happen?
Hive mind.
What does it mean?
Humanity's hive mind. I know this theory. Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Junpei didn't budge, stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field, or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Huh.
Psych!
What? Her manner suddenly shifted and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously.
Bullshit.
Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
At last it seemed that Santa gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute.
What is happening here?
I really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Word. Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture, but Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. We already got the key. There's nothing else here. Who would have thought that was behind the frame? Now wait a minute. Why are you letting me look around? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Oh, fucking dark as shit in here, dude. Huh. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it unlocked. Yeah, I did it. I turned the key. Now we can get going. Yeah, staying around for us. Get the fuck out of here. I agree. Let's go. Come on, Jumpy. Let's go. Hello, crazy person. Yeah. Found it. Yeah. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Oh, another hallway.
Surprise. Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Two elevators. A pair of elevators.
Elevators.
Yeah.
And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. It was at this moment he realized it was in fact a pull door. And he looked like an idiot as he slammed his face into the wall. He entered, slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. Looks like a shitty kitchen. Others followed shortly.
Oh. So it's a kitchen.
It's a shitty kitchen. Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit. I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
No dialogue for that? Okay, but don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Sorry, guess I wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy. Oh my god, is it gonna be another puzzle already?
Anyway, let's take a look.
A little close. Junpei took the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
it's a map.
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
Okay. She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
See? Look.
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
Yes.
See? We came in here. Now, if we
All
go
right,
out
friends,
there,
we'll see you
then
later.
We'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced a path on the map.
How about that?
Oh,
She's right.
Yeah, okay.
We can get out through there.
Sweet, it gets us past the metal grate.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Damn right I can, it's mine. Satisfied that she'd been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
Yes, I see that. Thank you, June.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
Probably.
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're in a kitchen now. A voucher, it says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Well, excuse me, princess. Really? Wow. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. If you flip these over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. They're soup plates. They're made that way so the soup doesn't spill. If you ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? I think there are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. Oh, why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You are not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those plates are for serving meat. Oh, you really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. Wow, this pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June, drinking tea. Could such a day ever happen for me? Jumpy? Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. Okay. It's a lot of notes. They got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. I want to look at it. Using cooking stuff. Nothing really suspicious. Okay. Is that cheese? Oh my god, it's cheese. Wow. As if I couldn't tell it was cheese before. Is that something back there? Oh. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? All right. June and I need to look behind you. Oh, you're talking to the cheese. Why? Why? Junpei, I think you've been in here a little too long, man. You're talking to cheese. There's a little green bottle back there. Bottle of oil. Well, like cooking oil? Cooking oil. You could probably use this to make something slippery. Can I move any of the other cheese? A number of cheeses lined up on the shelf. This is Gouda cheese, the most famous Dutch cheese. It's delicious. If you don't cut open the casing, it usually won't go bad, so you can store it at room temperature for quite a while. So we can eat this? Probably. I'm not hungry at all, because it's hard to get hungry in a situation like this. You know, actually, you know what? That'd be pretty bad idea. You eat too much cheese, it'll back you up, and that bomb will never get out of your ass. So maybe don't do that. Probably a bad idea. What? There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. I mean, it's probably a pantry. Wooden box on the second row, though. Oh.
A rusty knife?
Very rusty
I don't
knife.
think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
The knife seemed important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use the way it was.
It's futile.
Futile?
Are you going to explain the definition of futile to me?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
Okay. What's up, Friday? Oh, you mean the dude that exploded into bits? I mean, if you fry that up with the cheese... no, I can't. She wasn't making me much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
Oh my god. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
yeah,
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
a hoax?
Gasp.
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Wow. Surprised by Junpei's response, June seemed rather taken aback.
Really?
Really? There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
For a moment, June looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. With no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him, alarmed.
But,
Okay, hang on. Let me find your tinfoil hat, because I think you're panicking without it.
that wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
It wasn't?
Yep. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead.
I feel like I know that name from somewhere.
Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, two ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What?
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
Can we go back and take the fifth door, please?
But Jumpy, you said you believe in curses.
I lied.
Come on, that's totally different. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
What?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
What?
What are you smoking?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad. Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But
Her voice trailed off and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Sweet. Either it's really cracked or that's like a tear. We're really in trouble. I know I'm just repeating myself, but this really is a futility moment. That blade is so rusty. Yeah, I know. We can't cut a damn thing with a knife like this. If we're gonna cut anything, we would probably have to sharpen the knife. Yeah, well, just in case. Yeah, okay. Just had to make sure. Anything over here? There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. All the mold and probably maggots and life for the pantry. Yeah. Can I open it anyway? No. Okay. Okay, and I think we're good on the rest of the stuff in here. Might be a whetstone around here. What we got down here? Oh, okay. Looks like you can enter numbers into this thing. Is it an oven timer? It's probably for entering a passcode. After all, the oven door is locked. My guess is it'll open if we put in the correct code. I know the code. It's 7. Oh, these buttons are for entering a passcode. We don't have passcode yet, though. I should probably look for some hints before I start messing around with this thing. Oh, okay, well, never mind. I was gonna push 7 a bunch of times, be a smartass, and didn't work. All we got here is a pot and a frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we could use some of those as weapons. What kind of an idiot are you? You're gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead? Hey man, it was just a joke. Why so serious? These are some bottles of seasoning. Okay. There's a pot on top of the stove. If there's some ingredients around here, I could cook something up for us. Lotus, you can actually cook? Who the hell do you think I am? You better believe I know how to boil hot water and put in my instant noodles. That's fair. And I can boil eggs too. Same. Trash can. There's nothing in it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. It's fair. Damn, there's nothing in here. Hey, Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you'd just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my, I don't recall asking you to do anything. Oh, I'd throttle you. Excuse me. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. These people can't make up their minds on what they're like, what they are. Does it feel colder in here? It's probably. Oh, countertop. There's a rolling pin and a colander here. Nothing useful. Cutting board? Nope. Okay. Anything in the sink? Some what's that? A whetstone! Excellent! Maybe I'll use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. Blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. I should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Yeah! Got a knife now. Guess you managed to sharpen the knife, Junpei? Who are you gonna stab with that? No one? You could probably cut something soft with that. A sink. It's still got water in it. There's a couple of plates in there. I don't think they're gonna help us much. What if I want to check them anyway? Okay, guess not. Thanks for all the knife puns. Appreciate it. The hell would I cut with the knife, though? Wait a minute. Voucher at the end of the counter. This voucher doesn't match the number of plates on the table. It says 910 AF. I was thinking maybe that was the code. Ooh, please don't be hexadecimal. Hey, hexadecimal. Plates on the table are 9, 16, 10, 15. Maybe they're using hex. No! No! I know what hexadecimal has. Don't. It's a number system that goes 1 through 9, and then it uses. I don't like it. You're familiar with base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. Base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers will go like this. Yeah, because it's base 16. Yeah, I know. The 10 becomes a 16 in base 10. That sounds strange. You think if it's just 6 letters added to the normal number system after 9. Yeah, I know. I think I get it. Oh, God. Hexadecimal. I don't like hexadecimal. No, I don't want to do numbers. Hey, Bravitt, welcome to Hexadecimal, the stream, apparently. Wonder if it's some kind of hint. Yeah, maybe. Remember I told you about hexadecimal code earlier? Yes. Okay, here's a little quiz for you. What would 9 plus F be? I don't know, what, 24? Yeah. That's right. Good job. You're a fast learner. Okay, can I just look at this now? Yeah, I know. Then once you hit 16, it's 10, so 10 equals 16. Yeah, 8, 9, 8. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. That's how you count next decimal. I know. Can you just let me read it? I just. Okay. So 9. Yeah. 10 is A. So 9. What? It says F. Okay. Exactly do you want me to do here? So what? 9. Did that thing have letters on it? It did not. So it probably wants me to, but that doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't even need to use hexadecimal at all at that point. Can I just like, okay. Okay. So you want me to, what fucking what? Fucking what? What's that? Ooh. All right, it's going. You think this is all part of Zero's plan? What's going? Kind of hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. I mean, maybe. It's a grill. There's some coals down here. They're bright red. Wonder what this drawer is. You see the metal grate on top of the grill? They make it like that so the fat and juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Okay, so this is like a catch tray. It's stuck and won't open. Looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked. It's sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. Well, we'll check it again. Apparently where to put your coal. It's shut and you can't get it open. All right, cool. What about these skewers? Nope, can't click them. Wow, what a nice dish rack. I know, that rack is amazing. That shelf's pretty cool too. I'd love that in my kitchen. Yes. Why don't you take it back with you? Are you offering to carry it for me? Why don't you ask 7? You're kidding. You don't honestly think I'd let a beast like that into my home, do you? That's a little rude. That's a little rude. Hey, Sassbomb, what's up? This is they didn't have anything. Yeah, okay. It's a bolt, and it's really rusty. Will this even open? Let's give it a shot. All right, see if you're gonna come out. Damn, no dice. This bolt is rusted in place. It won't budge. Oil. Hey, just a little bit of oil, and come on, you little son of a bitch. Yeah. Did it. I did it. I'm so smart. I dumped on the ooh. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here.
Hey, Larry. This is a game.
What is this place?
It's a freezer, dipshit.
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. Freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Think that's bad for him? Wait till Lotus comes in here. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me.
Then you wait outside.
I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
Damn right you are. And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
Yeah. White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
Okay.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth
Huh?
when the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold. Beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen.
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
Looks like the pipe next to it broke, and
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly. It's gonna be really fucking cold for that to happen. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
She wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Okay.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure.
But there's three in
we'll
here.
Figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good...
I'd love to take a good look if you'd shut up.
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Excellent. Let's see what we got. Dry ice. Can't you make that stuff that causes an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Yeah. Yeah, you could totally do that. There's two. June doesn't have one. It's fair. You should never underestimate the power of expanding gas. It's true. That's good, though. That could be useful later. Anything else? Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Basically.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Make a bomb, blow the ice up, open the door.
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees.
Thank you.
Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Okay. Junpei looked at her, dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
You're something.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off.
Arglemoof. My favorite word.
Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yes, that's fight.
Wow.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
She giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird?
No, I don't. See, we're gonna keep warm because we're gonna create body heat and friction. You're just gonna go over there and you're gonna freeze to death. You know why? Because you're the one that wanted to be Santa Claus. You need to get used to living in the North Pole, asshole.
I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Why it doesn't turn into a liquid? Never mind. I'm not even going to get into that. Now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei. What? It did seem rather odd. I don't, what, in relation to what? The fact that he's cold? Is that what you're asking? His patience was wearing thin.
How the hell would I know? And how the hell is that gonna help us get out of here? We don't have time for this crap.
But it can turn into a liquid.
Junpei stopped mid-sentence, surprised by June's interjection.
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
And how are we gonna do that? We don't have the pressure cooker in here.
This isn't really a good time for a chat about science.
But I was wondering the same thing.
Wondering what?
Wondering why carbon dioxide doesn't turn into a liquid unless it's under pressure.
Right? It just seems weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
Interesting that they use Fahrenheit here.
So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
Because they're different elements.
H2O and CO2 are pretty similar.
Not really.
No, they're not. They're totally different substances.
Yeah.
Look, guys, if we keep this up, we're just gonna freeze to death. You good with that? You want to die talking about sublimation and gases? Because I sure as hell don't.
He fixed both of them with a glare.
Now let's get back to work. Assuming you don't want to end up like a pair of ice sculptures.
Junpei turned around, the problem dealt with.
Oh, but Jumpy,
Oh no, here we go. Or so he thought.
there's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees. I heard about it.
If you start talking about Egypt mummies and shit again, I swear to God I'm leaving you in this room.
Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees? You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at 96 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. That's interesting. Now that was difficult to ignore. Junpei had to ask.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
You just put nines in this game whenever you fucking feel like it, don't you?
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify.
Uh-huh.
So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right?
So are we!
But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin?
No!
For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds.
Seeds of glycerin.
Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance.
Uh-huh.
With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is. All glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like... how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating.
This is really fascinating. But is it true?
Communicating in some way that we can't sense.
Oh gee, we've gone full circle.
And now it's happening everywhere.
Was honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story.
That's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
Yeah. To his surprise, it was Santa, not June, who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees?
Yeah, that'd be problematic.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
All right, guys. I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kind of at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore.
Yeah, we'd probably be dead by now.
I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland.
But see, that joke would be accurate if you said Greenland instead.
I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, all right? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. What's that? This thing's frozen solid. Is this pork? Yeah. What's this thing? It looks like a tag or something. I didn't actually want to pick up a chunk of pork. That's really gross. Is there a slip of paper in that meat? I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. If we try and pull it out, it'll probably rip. You need to defrost that. Don't think we're going to be doing that in this room. Okay, anyway, was there anything else in here? Alright, frozen chicken! That's a really shitty looking chicken, dude. It's really hard. It's frozen stiff. Hey, June, can you say that again? Say it again. It's really hard. Again. It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing, I'm fine. If it's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something, like maybe some ice. Everything's frozen in here. Doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. Nothing special. Hey, Junpei, didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah. There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? It'd make a bomb? Do I have a sealed container? No, I don't. There's water dripping from this pipe. Looks like when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and frozen in place. This water actually seems almost warm. Okay, so I need some kind of airtight container. That I probably don't have. Don't have an airtight container. thing's covered in something. It's frozen solid. I can't flip it over. Oh shit, that doesn't help me. It's a thin pipe. Yeah, I can see that. Fuck, I'm getting an airtight container in a freezer. Did I miss something? How am I gonna get an airtight container? Shit. It's warm water flowing from the pipe. Yeah, I got that part. Can't open the door as long as there. May put some of the dry ice into a sealed container with some of that warm water. I mean, the bag's not airtight, but I guess, well, no, I had that equipped, so it wouldn't have mattered. Can you break that? Actually, can you just use like the hilt of the knife to like? No, I tried. What cupboard? I'm in here. Thing on the floor. Oh shit, I didn't even notice this. Sturdy rope? It's a rope. Well, we could use attach something to something else, I guess. I mean, that is accurate. There's so much stuff in here. Why don't we take some of it out? Storage area built into the floor. I've never seen a floor storage in a freezer before. I mean, that's airtight enough, I guess. A water bottle. Please be empty. Yes, it is. Thank you. Is there anything else here that looks useful? All right. Well, now we can do a thing. There's warm water. But, no. Dry ice. Bottle. Or not. Let's start by putting the dry ice into the water bottle. But the dry ice is too big. You gotta figure out a way to make it smaller then, don't you, genius? Damn it. Okay. What, like hammer it, I guess? I could do that. That seems really brute forcey. Wow. Cool. I'm gonna put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. All of it? Damn, all right. There's warm water flowing from the pipe. Not yet, Junpei. We're not gonna get the result we want unless you can hook that bottle to the doorknob somehow. It's gotta explode right next to the ice. Okay, hold on. I guess we'll use some rope. And tie a rope. Oh, that was not anywhere. What? That rope looked so much bigger than that. Water bottle bomb. Sweet. Warm water drip from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Water into the bottle with dry ice.
Yep.
And make sure the lid's closed.
Yep.
Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. All right, that's set. So, what do we do now?
Stand back.
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
Throw the chicken at it.
Small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Throw Santa at it. Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he crushed earlier.
All right, this ought to do the trick.
Don't pick that up with your hands, though. That'll burn. He pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice.
Some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
He's gonna miss. Ready? It was a pretty good size, about as big as a pool ball.
All right, guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Not be that big of an explosion. But Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
Get in the thing.
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Get in the hole. Get in the hall.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar.
Come on, get inside.
And now it's gonna slam shut, and that'll be another puzzle. Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide, even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
All right, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Wow.
Sorry, dude. All right, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
What is happening?
Just throw the damn thing.
All right, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June. Just as... Junpei leapt up out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy!
we
The
did.
ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes. All right, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
Yeah. June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move.
What an ass. Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it. Hot, 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 hot. Fuck.
The fuck were you expecting, dipshit? He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
Laughing. It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
Uh-huh. With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, or freeze to death.
But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't
But what the hell?
it? Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his teeth.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you?
Well, it didn't close itself, probably.
Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own.
I did not, Jack.
I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside.
It's true.
But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She was only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
And you chill for a second. I'm gonna update this thing for Jack. Because I forgot completely. Now Borderlands is definitely in the lead. Yay. I mean, not that either of the other two have anything on them, but still.
Oh, yes, well, that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back toward Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
Damn!
How rude. I was plenty busy.
Heh.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Anyway, next step. Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Mmm. Hey, what are you doing? What are you gonna do if the paper burns? Come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? We just gotta keep an eye on it. The paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool, looks like it's about time. I'm gonna try taking the paper out now. Jumpy, be careful. Sweet of her to care, but I know what I'm... It's hot. See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. So are we gonna have to cut the meat? Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah, you want me to cut it on top of the grill? Okay. Now that I've sharpened the knife, cut the pork. C plus 10 plus F. Some sort of code. Do you know what C and F stand for? In corporate finance? I thought it was clever and funny. Oh my god, Junpei. C10F. Okay. So now here's the question. It's C, 10, and F. But do I type them in separately or do I add them all together to get one number? I mean, the display's too big for like one number, but oh god. Oh, whew. Anyway, so given that it's from nines, our C would be 10, 11, 12. So we'll try. Yeah, password. Maybe we put the right number, it'll open the oven door. Maybe the note you found earlier. You know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. When I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. If I screw up, press C. Yeah. Let's give it a shot. All right, so C would be the 12, and then we had the 10, and the last one was... It's a 3-digit number. Okay. Yeah, 10 itself, yeah, you're right, because it's base 16, so 10 16, so that gives us 12 plus 16, plus, and then what was the other? It was F, so it'd be 15, so that would be 37. If it's 3 digits, maybe I have to put a 0 in front of it. I know we did that in Final Fantasy VIII. Or not. How about backwards? Oh! Damn it, I was still doing 10. Damn it. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Because I did, yep. Yep! Because this is what, the 10s are the parts that fuck me up in hexadecimal. The 1s through the 9s and the letters is no problem, but the fact that 10, that looks like a normal fucking number, is not a 10, but is in fact a 16, always throws me off with that shit. And that's what gets me. So anyway, we're working with 12 and 16 and 15. So. Metal is falling. I guess that went well. Door opened. The 10 is the one part of hexadecimal that fucks with me. Saturn key card. Ooh, that was for the elevators back in the main room, I think. This looks like a lowercase h, but the line through it's throwing me off. It's the symbol for Saturn, you dipshit. Wasn't there a mark like this on the card reader, the elevators in the main room? I just said that. I guess that means this card ain't gonna help us get out of this room then. Not sure. Why don't we try it out? Yeah, I like the idea of that. Let's do that. Welcome back, Crystal. Yeah, for sure. Sexy. You did it, Jumpy. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, let's do it. It's another freezer. Yeah, you found it. Yeah. Indeed.
I think we've been here before.
Yeah, we're on the other side of the grate. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
Do you seriously have to spell this out?
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
Yeah, we went over that with the map at the beginning.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
That's fair.
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes.
We could go through here or here, which lead to the same room. Looks like there's some stuff here, and it looks like a bar, maybe? This could be like a little bar. We could go down this way. I'm sure you're going to tell me this, so just... Yep.
Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First, A and B.
They go to the same room.
Both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 doors. But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Now, Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
Oh.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Because that would... I mean, the game.
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed,
Oh.
but it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
So that just
That would
leaves
be
us with D.
pointless.
Then that means
All 4 looked at the map. And looks like we're going downstairs. They all looked at the staircase. It's a lazy curve leading down, deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
then we're set.
Okay, well that made it easy. Figure out where we were going. They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
For now.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought.
Flooded.
D-deck is totally underwater.
You know, interestingly enough, and I don't think this would ever be an option, but what I'd like to do at this point is stick my finger in the water and taste it to see if it's salt water. Because with salt water, you know, oh, we're in the ocean. But if it's not, you know, it wouldn't really matter or anything. It's just, it would give you an idea, a little bit better idea of where you are.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
Water gazed back at them, its smooth surface like a great mirror.
At least the water level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs.
Indeed, there
Just
are.
like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different.
You could probably just smell it if you really wanted to.
See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Fuck. Is that? It's not Pluto, is it?
Hey, look, it's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it.
Ha! Got him.
That seems like. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch.
Got him. Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence! Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol.
Oh, damn it!
The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever.
Bad joke.
If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
Which we don't have. We have Saturn.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
How about this hallway on the left?
Whoa, there's so many doors.
That is a lot of doors.
Damn it.
I'm not sure how many, but enough to be
Search all this, the
discouraging.
sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a
it's
feeling
nighttime.
this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
I don't know, June.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later.
I'm so mature.
Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To their right was a small hallway.
Now the right hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. It's not as bad. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. Hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. Gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Dead. Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
Oh, shit. 3, 7, and 8. We just found 3 more doors. He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
A massive room stretched out in front of them. More a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Yes, there are. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
He had at last been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
Yep, 3, 7, and 8. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Why is the second door blank?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
Yeah.
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed toward the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8. Well, duh, those aren't gonna open. And that's the one I was interested in. Damn.
Oh, it's no use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the notary game?
It's fair.
We have to activate the red. or the new
Ravioli!
doors won't...
What's up, dude? How you been?
Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, you're right.
And then it said
But this
occupied.
one-
It's like it's turned off.
There's nothing on it.
Right?
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
It's not responding.
All four took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever, and still it did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red for door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7?
Oh, wow, dude. Having
door
fun?
3?
Yeah, I
None
imagine
of
they're
them
all
are
the same.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
No.
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment that they heard a voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
They spun around to see.
Snake!
Yeah. But it was more than just Snake. It was everyone. Yeah.
Ace, Clover, 7!
Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How did you end up here?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do it. After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the ninth man. Oh, wow, dude. That sucks, Ravioli, but how much longer are you going to be away from home? Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The ninth man had died, but they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
Makes
So
sense.
you went and had a look?
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Why don't we check those 3 reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
Oh, you're going back Saturday? Okay. But other than, the fires and everything, you've been having a good time?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Hmm.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
That's fair. Of all people, it was Seven who answered, and with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
What? Junpei looked confused. So did everyone else. I'm doing okay, Ravioli.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century.
Oh.
Actually, the Titanic had two sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
Close
You're
enough.
saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Why not?
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured.
I mean, it's sound logic.
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, and then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Junpei was, he felt, legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah?
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
What?
Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment, a bell began to ring from far away.
A bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Yes, it does. But I only heard 3 bells.
10,
Oh, okay.
11,
Don't be 12.
12.
Damn it. All right.
12.
6 hours to go.
It's midnight.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
By looking, you bitch.
Look everywhere in this room.
Seriously, like every time she opens her mouth, I just wanted to be like,
It
ah!
only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
That didn't match up at all.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us.
I mean, that would work.
Each of us can do 6 rooms apiece. We'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
Wow, voice doesn't. They don't match what they're saying here.
There are 48 other rooms.
I know, right, Blade? Void juice is where it's at. Her early experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah. Sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
Same.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m. What?
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
You're shitting me. What a time jump. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of door number 8. Okay. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew what she had meant.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
And Snake is nowhere to be found.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
What? Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
All right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
none.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed. No Snake.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
He's blind, dude.
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
I don't know how it was a good idea to send the blind guy to search rooms, but Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him!
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
It's not. It's a waste. We're wasting time. It's not a waste of time to go find them because, you know, you don't want to leave them behind, but...
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon, only two of them were left. Those two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
Okay, back to the large hospital room would be dumb. The hallway with all the rooms would be dumb. Okay, so my real options here are the casino or the first class cabin. I guess the casino?
How about the casino on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off up the stairs at a run. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Sure. Refuse and leave. Yeah, sure. Why not?
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital route would be 1.
That's true.
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
That's fair.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door. But...
Wait a minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
that was simple
1
enough.
plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1.
They'd be stuck.
The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am?
A bitch.
Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
'Cause you're a bitch.
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought Seven with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9.
That's true.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
But bringing Ace would change our digital route. So we wouldn't be able to go through the 8 door.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
Hey, Necro. She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said, nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Ooh.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Oh, wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yeah. What she said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's just...
Lotus's forehead furrowed.
You think I could have a moment alone? There's some things I need to think about.
Junpei and Jude turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself, pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turn to June.
just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yes, we can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
All right. Where should we go next?
I guess the first class cabin then.
Let's go take a look at the first class cabin. It's really close.
They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. I mean, it is survival, so I do get it, but still. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Talk to her.
Are you all right?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Alone.
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Alone. I said leave me alone!
Damn. Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Jesus. Such anger and hate. June's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me?
Huh?
Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
All right, let's go, June.
Yeah.
Wow. This is, it's like a visual novel escape room story-driven game thing. That's what it is, Necro. Oh, that sucks, Tractor. I mean, I kind of figured it was coming sometime soon, but it still sucks. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Can we go back to the casino?
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right at a jog.
There's no one here.
Yep, she's gone.
Somewhere else.
Okay. I guess we could check the hallway with the rooms.
Let's go back downstairs and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Together they ran down the stairs. There's 9 doors in this place.
It's
Ace. Well, it's complicated. Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Run to Ace.
Let's go.
With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there.
I like Ace. He's so wholesome.
Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
June's face looked kinda enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? The question seemed somehow odd to Junpei.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it?
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another.
I mean, that's true.
It certainly isn't rare.
This guy's voice actor is fucking awesome, and it sounds really familiar to me too. Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right.
Cool.
Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. Only leaves one other place to check. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Junpei did his best to clear his mind.
Where should we go next?
I mean, go back to the large hospital room, I guess.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
They turned and headed back down toward the large hospital room.
Hey, wait. That's...
On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? We'll talk to him. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Hey, Din Din.
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Really? Wow, okay. Gotcha. Dude, Necro, same, dude. Fucking, dude, spam calls are so dumb. That's why I like never answer my phone, especially when they're like local area codes, because like they can do that now. And so it's like, oh wow, someone from like this area, it might be important. And then it's like, it's a dumbass spam call where it starts with that like that cruise liner noise like right in your ears, like super loud. You guys ever get those? Those are fucking annoying. Anyway, Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her
I
head.
don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
I don't think it was Snake. My first guess when we came back and we saw that the rooms were fixed, my very first initial internal thought was that Zero had replaced them and made them work to kind of make sure that they couldn't get out too fast. So he kind of like made a blockade to waste some of their time, so that way it would be more tense for them. So I'm gonna go with Zero.
I think it was probably Zero.
Welcome back, Hologram.
Why?
Isn't that obvious? He's the guy who set this whole thing up.
You don't think that should mean the opposite? Seems to me like that means he didn't do it. I mean, who do you think took that stuff out in the first place?
Probably Zero.
Yeah, exactly. Then why the hell would he put him back in after he'd taken them out himself? It just doesn't make sense. Why do all that work?
To make the game last longer.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So, what happened then? Who put that stuff back in the Reds?
Junpei furrowed his brow.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true,
We have a traitor in our midst.
then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
No.
Why else would they hide
Whatever
it?
it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
That's what I'm worried about. But I don't think Snake did it.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
June. With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
That's that, I guess.
Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? Maybe Lotus is back at the
Let's go take a
casino?
look around the casino.
Okay.
Quicken their pace, head for B deck. Oh, she's gone.
There's no one here. Let's try somewhere else.
I've checked everywhere, so
Hey, why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Sure.
yeah, I've checked everywhere else, so I guess that's it.
I don't think anyone is here.
They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. Dude, death threats are the best. Especially when they come from 3-star generals.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at the 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
And we can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake.
Yep. I mean, he went and he's sneaking that shit. We can't find him.
There's a problem, though. Gotta figure out who's gonna go through which door.
That's also true.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Wasn't aware she was wearing heels. It's kind of impressive, actually, given all the stairs we've been going up and down. I know, right, Rob? Too sneaky. Entirely too sneaky. And you know, even if you see him down a hallway, just cardboard box and you forget he was there. It's like magic.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Sacrifice?
What?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks. But I mean, Blibber actually beat both of us to the cardboard box joke, so yeah.
If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
I mean, the logic is sound. Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. Wait a minute. That's all good, Rob. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. Okay, so question here. What I want to make sure I'm not like messing stuff up here. Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4. And 3. No, wait. Oh, man. Yeah, because so Clover came back as well then? So, yeah, okay, I guess. Oh, man. Well, we do have to pick someone to leave behind. Wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way the numbers worked out. If one group was 4, the other group would always have a digital route that didn't match.
Mission failed. We'll fuck him next time.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Of course it was Tractor. Of course. Of course. Can't find a blind guy. Fission male. We'll fuck him next time. Thank you, Tractor. What would you like to do with that, man? Alright, we gotta decide who's gonna go and who's
we do.
who's gonna stay behind.
Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant.
Well, I mean, logic here, woman. Come on.
We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
But that's how it's gonna work out.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you 2.
Stand a step between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
I mean, I guess. I don't think that's what she's trying to say at all, but sure.
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
Oh!
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up.
Damn!
What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree.
It works out to where the digital routes to get through the doors doesn't work out to where everybody can go through a door grouped up.
All right, that's 1 vote for.
So someone has to stay
Mine,
behind.
that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Exactly.
Glad to see you get it. If I can get one more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
But that's impossible. You can't. It doesn't even matter. Like, his number is 2. He couldn't have gone through any of the doors anyway. And even if he had the right number somehow to open one of the doors when he went through, he wouldn't be able to shut the thing off because his group is smaller than 3. It's literally impossible, Lotus. Come on. Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
You manipulative bitch.
The motion carries.
Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look right at him. He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
Not Ace. Jude's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you, each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
Ideally. Yeah, so like when you come back to get me, I hope I'm still like in this form and not all the way over there, over there, over there, and maybe a little bit over there. That would be a little less optimal, but you know.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me?
Not really.
Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion.
We could get rid of Lotus. Or Santa.
Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lips so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me.
What the fuck is this? What is this?
Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
Something is very wrong here. As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. Something's fucky. Something's super fucky, and I'm not okay with this. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this.
You know, June, I appreciate what you're trying to do. I do. But it's not happening. Everyone in this room but you has made up their mind. Just stop.
There has to be a way to get everyone out.
There's not.
There has to be.
But there's not.
Right, Jumpy?
No, wrong.
Say something.
Something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. What the fuck? Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
What the fuck? June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something.
She shook him, frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
And it was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, "That stuff."
Soparil Beta. What does this do?
I'm gonna assume it's a very potent beta blocker.
Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap.
He is gonna use it to probably get his heart to stop so that way the bracelet pops off. Or something. That's my guess.
I really am very tired.
Or he's just killing himself, one of the two. Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with an anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace,
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
no, don't, Ace, don't fall asleep.
You feel warm, so comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again. This time, he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was still alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed that he'd been leaning against. Are you happy, Lotus? Are you fucking happy? When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly, Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Which door do you want?
Fuck! Junpei's mind was already made up. Oh, okay. Oh, no! No! Damn it, no! Oh! Okay. I don't know, Jack! I think I'm about to make a very bad, very bad decision. But let me justify it first. I think I'm gonna go with door 8. Simply because I think Lotus, despite the fact that she is a monumental cunt, she has that unwavering drive to get the fuck out of here. And I think that following her gets me the best chance of getting out of here alive. So I'm gonna go with 8.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 7.
Oh boy.
Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind,
Woo! Whoo! Whoo! Almost knocked over my thing. That would have been bad.
there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
Math.
There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors.
I'm glad you figured out this math so fast, Santa.
You get it now?
As Santa finished. It's not even close, Jacob. June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up in the corners of her
no.
eyes. Yep.
You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Yep. At least 5 hours. Maybe more. Maybe forever, because maybe you're gonna die. Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember?
Yep.
We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
Yep.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
Because the teams as they are wouldn't equal 9, and therefore, if they didn't meet up in some way, you literally couldn't beat the game. So that's what makes me think
If
so.
they don't, then neither team can get through door 9.
Ha!
In other words, the game would end right here.
Jacob wins.
Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now.
That's fair.
I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. She realized that she was just wrong all the time. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Yes. Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
What a dick.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8.
I'm okay with that.
Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. And not a single person gave a fuck about door 3. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
We shall. Ooh, sliding doors instead of swing doors.
It's open.
You have 9 seconds. Go. Hallway stretched out before them.
Okay.
Hurry!
Yeah, rip door 3. It never had a chance. They leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them, but as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met.
June.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost a second and a half.
What the hell are you doing?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Okay. I know! They're like, but nah. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. Alright, you got 80 seconds before you explode. Better find the thing. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him. and ran to the dead.
Ugh.
Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Oh, it was right there. No big deal this time. Yeah, well, that wasn't nearly as stressful as the first time.
Stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm. Aloof, perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
You have room to talk.
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
You're only popular with the boys because you've giant tits, okay? Otherwise, nobody'd even go near you. Psh. Psh. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake.
Yeah.
Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Oh, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead
There's
end.
a door on the left, though.
Then it's not a dead end, genius. For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Yes, indubitably. Let me see here. Let me just use my magnifying glass to look at this door. Yes, it appears to, It appears to be a door. Yes, indeed, it appears to be a door. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory cryptic.
A laboratory?
Yeah, laboratory, laboratories, whatever.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me neither.
Yes, indubitably, yes.
It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
What does pull mean? Does anyone have a dictionary or a translator? What if this is another language? What is pull? And they just sit there and push on the door. I don't know what it means.
please. You first.
Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Fine.
What a bitch, Junpei muttered to himself and then pushed open the iron door. How do you push open a door that goes that way? That doesn't even make sense. It's fine. It's fine. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. What the fuck? The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
You know, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Yeah, it might be like a one-way, or like the two-way mirror that's, or whatever it's called, that where you can see through it on one side, but on the other side it's a mirror.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. What the fuck? In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way.
Yeah.
Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and, as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
This is why I don't like kids.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment. Then
Junpei, you just don't get it!
her cry took Junpei by surprise, and he stumbled backward a few steps, alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind! Something happened to him! Something bad.
Given her attitude, I'd say really early teens, so I'd have to say 13.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just
40.
don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
40? She's fucking 40. Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis. Yeah. Sealing Clover in.
What the heck?
Is what you get for being a whiny bitch. Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she
Hang
could.
on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but...
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving up.
Oh.
This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Exactly. Junpei nodded.
That's what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Oh, now you want to listen to what I have to say. Okay. It's a big area, kinda. Interestingly enough, no, that is the perfect place to stop. So, we will. Yeah.